I want to introduce the next speaker to you. Now, I've not yet met this young man, and I'm very excited to hear him speak because Katrina speaks very highly and has brought him onto stage as the one to watch this year. So let me tell you a little bit about this gentleman. At the age of 7, he knew that he wanted to be the leader of a revolution. Wow. If only we all knew that at the age of 7, right? That's pretty epic. I love that. And at just 23 years old, he's recently launched his own digital marketing company, Social Media Stone. His company aims to help clients understand the capability of social media and the power it can bring to their business. His vision is to build a community in the millions that will unite together. I love that as a vision. Who's got their vision worked out yet? Anyone? Oh, okay, a few of you. Maybe you're going to get inspired and get your vision today. Yes, that's a big yes from Dan at the back there, love it. So, are we ready to bring this next gentleman onto stage?
Yes.
We're ready to hear what he's going to say?
Yes.
Have you got your note-taking devices ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's give a level 10 Project Inspire welcome to James Malins!
Come on, Good morning everyone, how are you? I hope everyone's absolutely fantastic. I want to start with today by basically acknowledging the two people who have put so much effort in to make this a reality and to bring this into fruition. So I know it's already been done, but I want to do it again. Please give a round of applause to Katrina and Hayley for putting all of the effort in. Okay, so we all know why we're here, because we're looking at something different in life, right? You know, you look in the mirror and you wake up every morning and you're thinking to yourself, there's got to be more than this, you know? There's got to be something out there that's calling you. Maybe you've already found it, maybe you haven't. A lot of the time, our goals and our dreams and our aspirations look like enormous mountains in front of us. And it looks like the people who are successful or who have made it in the eyes of the public, in the eyes of the people, these people must have something uniquely different about them. They must be superheroes, men and women of enormous great power, and they must have these special powers that allow them to do all these fantastic, amazing things. Or perhaps they're gods, perhaps they're people who have been brought down from whatever you decide to believe in when it comes to religion. That's not the case. What separates people who are successful and people who are not successful is choices. It is choices that allow them to change the direction of their life. When people look in the mirror and they doubt themselves and they listen to their peers and they listen to their friends and family who, say to them, oh, you shouldn't do that, or don't do this, or, I tried that in the past and it never worked. When you listen to those people, that is already the sign of failure. Now I'm going to tell you a story. When I was in college, and now we're talking about 15, 16 years old, not normally the time that you'd expect someone to develop this kind of mindset, but over the years, obviously I'll get on to that, but over the years it's time to change. Now, when it come to me leaving college, and when people were saying to me, what's your next step? What, you going to go to university? What would you do? What's this, what that, blah, 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 blah. And they used to say to me, what's your plan B? Because as soon as they'd ask me, what's your aspiration? I'd say, I want to be Mr. Olympia. I want to be the greatest bodybuilder in the world. I want to stand up on that stage and I want everybody to see that I am the best and I have created something for myself that was amazing. And most of them sort of just started laughing at me, look at this skinny kid, he's not going to be a bodybuilder. Don't be ridiculous, you've already lost it. And they used to say to me, what's your plan B? And every single time I say, I don't have a plan B. It's all or nothing. There is no 50% this, 50% that. There is no, if this doesn't work, I'll do that. There has never been that. And granted, my direction in life changed. But what didn't change was the drive. No matter what people said to me, and people were laughing at me, I was sat in college eating beans and salmon because I didn't know how to diet properly, I was eating all these foods and I was like, oh, what are you eating that for? That's disgusting, why would you bother doing that? But every single time somebody said that, it drove me to push myself even harder. I didn't listen to those people, friends and family that said to me, come on, go with something else, do something different, that can't be right. And these people at my college who, said to me, oh, you're always talking in class, and I'm sure you all, you met a class clown. I was probably that. I was probably the definition of the class clown. I was always talking, never concentrating, because it didn't interest me. The things they had to say about maths and English and all these things, they didn't interest me. Because there was something out there that was calling me. We've all got a fire inside. We've all got a passion that we really want to do, but people are too afraid to go after it. And it can't be like that. When you've got something up here, when you look and you think, I'd like to do that, go ahead and do it. Don't wait for a year, don't wait for 2 years, don't wait for 3 years, don't wait for the opportune moment, don't wait for, when you've got a little bit of money here, a little bit of money there. It doesn't matter if you haven't got a penny to your neck. You can start something and you can set in motion things that allow you to get to where you want to be. Last year I was a prison officer, working with a difficult environment, granted. And now today I'm on stage and I never thought I would be here. And again, thank you so much for the opportunity from Katrina, but if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be there. But if I didn't take the steps to start my first Facebook Lives, when I was all nervous, going, I've got a bit of passion here, everyone, let's keep going. If I didn't start that nervous beginning, I would not be the person I am today. And there is nothing that separates me from anybody in this room. I'm not some special, incredible guy that's got this fantastic thing, but I know where I'm going. I know where I'm going, and there was nothing on this planet that would stop me. Apart from, 6 feet of dirt. But this guy here, I was never the most fantastic looking guy in the world, probably still not. I do get asked for my autographs for my star role in Ocean's 11. But before that, I was the kid that everybody overlooked. I was the kid that girls turned their nose up at. I was the kid that wasn't popular, that was bullied, that was pushed to the side, that was weak. I was the person that everybody looked past. But sometimes it's the people that you look past that give us the most value. It's those people that, get pushed into the darkness, that have nowhere else to go, that fight when there is nothing else left in them, that can achieve the greatest. And we've all been through tough times, some of us worse than others, but it's not about a scale. Because every tough time that's classified as a tough time makes us feel bad in a certain way. And some of those feelings are extreme. Some of them drive us to thoughts that we really shouldn't have. But some of them, if you use them correctly, can drive you to achieve great things in the future. Now, the reason why you've come here today could be a multitude of different things. Perhaps you're here to support a friend. Perhaps you're here to support, the speakers like my parents and Jay, who's in the crowd. Perhaps you're here to find something different, to find the keys to success. Perhaps you're here to find, an answer as to why you're not achieving it or not getting where you have to be, or what is stopping you from becoming the person that you truly want to be. The truth is, the person you truly want to be is always looking back at you in the mirror. Those voices that come into your head that tell you, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. Don't ignore them, because they're there to keep you alive. They're there as a survival mechanism. Because let's face it, putting yourself and trying to start businesses and trying to start a endeavor that will make you feel a different way in the future is extremely difficult, monumentally difficult. And anybody who is trying to get on that journey or is already on it will know that. I might be here smiling today, but tomorrow I might be in tears in my room because everything's falling apart. But that's a part of the journey. And if we don't have those moments, and we don't have those times when you're on your knees and looking up and asking why and all these questions, then you'll never get to where you want to be because you're not going to grow. That fire that's inside of you will never ignite. You will never have the opportunity to be the man or woman that you really want to be. And we're not here to put a hand on your shoulder and say that, it's going to be okay and everything, because it's not. It's not going to be okay. There are going to be times when you're going to look and you're going to think, why am I doing this? Why am I putting myself through this misery, putting myself in a stressful situation, putting myself in harm's way? What's it all worth? What's it for? But if you lose sight of why you're doing it, that why, whether it's your friends and family, maybe you want to make a difference in the world. Maybe you want to improve your financial situation. Maybe you're fed up with being treated a certain way by people walking all over you. People saying, people who call you fat, call you skinny, you're ugly, and all these different things that we've all been called over the years, unless you've, been blessed by being popular, and sometimes that can happen. But a lot of us have had that horrible feeling of being called names. But those people that are calling you are not bad people. Never hate the people that say these things to you, that do these things to you. Because it's another person that just needs to be directed on the right path. We're all capable of love, and so many people are afraid of showing it. I mean, I'm not exactly the most friendly-looking person in the world, but deep down I have a heart of gold and I have a soft heart. And when you find out who I am, when you take the time and the energy to actually find out who's behind it, that's what matters. But so often we get lost in the mask that's been put on by people, this interpretation that's given out through aggression or violence or any kind of thing. Like I said, I worked in a prison and I've met some of the worst people you could imagine. But sometimes when they tell you a story, choose my words carefully, but you can sometimes be like, okay, I can see where the darkness came from. And they didn't handle it in the correct way. But that's why you need to surround yourself with people that see you, with people that show you love, show you care, that want to see you succeed. And that will be few and far between. And that's a sad truth. I could probably count my friends on one finger, two fingers maybe. Real solid friends that have been there from day one. And that is what it is. And I don't blame the people for going on their path, for doing their thing. Because in life, you will find and meet the people you're meant to meet. And the rest of them that take the mick out of you, the rest of them that doubt your journey, that do this, that's fine. They're just destined to go somewhere else. Don't worry yourself with those people. And I've got a newsflash for you. They may be friends. They might be family members. Your mum and dad might want you to do something that you don't want to do. But you have to follow your heart. And it doesn't matter how old you are, 10 years old, 20 years old, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. I don't care if you're 70 years old. Because the people that say, oh, I'm 70 years old, it's too late. Ridiculous. Every breath that you have in your body, every second you spend on this planet, every minute that you exist is a moment for you to change your life. Some people might look and say, oh, it's all right for you, you're 22 years old. It doesn't matter. I mean, look at the KFC guy. I'm not going to go into that story, but I think he was something like 65 years old, now he's a multi-millionaire. I don't know if he's still alive again. I should have done my research. But you see the point. It's only over when you accept that it is over. And I lived by that through a lot of my life. I took a lot of slack, and I took a lot of things in my stride. But what they did is, it allowed me to become the person I'm meant to be. It allowed me to see the world differently. To look at a life that was covered in darkness and realize that there's light. I just have to run towards it. And I can't tell you the amount of people that doubted me, the amount of people that will doubt you. But you have to listen to yourself. You have to look into the mirror and know who you are and where you're going, and there is nobody's that's going to stop you. And sometimes, not all the time, 99% of the time, I don't know why I said that, our relationships can fall apart. Because let's face it, out of the 7 billion people in this world, you're meant to meet one. You're meant to meet one that you're meant to stay with. And sometimes we get lost in the tornado of life. And we forget to look into each other's eyes when you're with partners and to tell them you love them. To tell them you've got your back. To say to them, no matter what happens, I'm here for you. Because let me tell you something, that's priceless. And we get so caught up in our arguments and our petty little things, when you're going full bore and everything's like, whoa, and then you forget about why you're arguing in the first place. It's worthless. It's pointless. There's no need for it. Because you just have to accept the love that you have for each other. And if you don't, move on. And it's a brutal truth. If you're trying to repair somebody, trying to change somebody, don't do it. You're meant to connect. It's meant to be like a jigsaw. It's meant to be just like two cogs working together to build a life. And it might be your brothers and sisters. I have a best friend, and I hope he's going to watch this because I said I'd shout him out. He has been my rock throughout anything. And I very rarely have called anybody, my brother. And he absolutely 100% is. I could be in Australia and he could message me saying, something's happened, I'll fly straight over. No questions asked. Absolutely nothing. Because that's the kind of thing you do for the people you really care about. The people who you want, who have been there for you, who have stood by you no matter what. If you have people like that in your life, take extra care to look after them in any way you can. Family, something me and my parents haven't always been blessed with, but for those of you that have that solid family that sticks together, make sure you're looking after each other. Make sure you're being there for each other. Because if you look after the people around you and they look after you, you can achieve anything. Being alone and being solitary is difficult. I can tell you from experience. It's very, very difficult. Sometimes it creates champions. Sometimes it can break people down. But there's one thing you have to realise, is that when somebody is there and somebody can say, and you've got those people by your side, you have to be taking the care to see who they are. I'm going to tell you a story I'm very conscious of the time. My mother, who is hands down one of the most incredible women I've ever met in my life, went through an extremely difficult time when I was a kid, looking after her son, her husband, who was working 12-hour shifts every night. I'm not going to forget about that. I saw that every single day. She was looking after her mother when her entire family made it extremely difficult for her. And I mean, I'm not going to get into it because this is a positive day. We're here to fuel the fire. But what I'm trying to say to you is that when I saw and I looked into her eyes and I realised how difficult it was, and I was moaning about the people that were saying things to me at school, the people that said to me, and I was looking in the mirror and asking God, why me? And I looked at a woman who was struggling so hard but yet still fought, no matter what, taking me to the gym, taking me to school, cooking, cleaning, doing all the meals, looking after her mother, driving there all the time, having to fight to keep her mother alive. Then when I looked in the mirror, there was no excuses. I looked and I thought to myself, what do I have to do? What am I moaning about? What am I complaining about? I've got it easy. I've got school, I've got all these things. I can go to the gym, I've got a car that goes there. And when I looked and I saw a woman that did everything she could with every ounce of her heart and soul to do something good, it made me realise that everything that I was complaining about was worthless. And I think that's what we get caught up in. Sometimes we get caught up in things that aren't necessary. We get upset and we get hurt by the tiny things. Some people don't have a home. Some people don't have an arm and a leg. I wake up every day blessed that I can use the arms I've got, use the legs I've got. And I think that's appreciation is something we have to realise. You've got to realise that it's not just about acquiring money and acquiring assets and having materialistic things that, all these different things that matter. Sometimes it's deeper than that. Sometimes we have to look past that and find what really is inside. And don't get me wrong, success and money, I'm going for it. I know 100% I'll be a billionaire. Strong claim. Watch this space. I know 100%. Because there's something to be said for a drive and a need. When you find yourself in times of darkness, look to people who shine the light. Because those are the people who will help you get through the difficult times. Whether it's watching a video, I can't tell you the amount of motivational videos I watched when I was a kid. In the gym, huddled, headphones in, aggressive kid going in. I can tell you the fire that was going on, what was being created, what was being done. When you're going through a tough time, don't just suffer alone. Because there are people out there, and you'd be surprised, there are people out there that want to help you. There are people out there that want to show you that it's okay. They want to show you that you can be exactly who you want to be. You've just got to take the time to find them. Take the time to find and look inside of yourself. If you believe you will meet somebody, then you will do. The universe, depending on what you believe in, mine is the universe. I believe strongly that the universe gives you exactly what you deserve. And most of the time when we are stuck in a dark place, it's because we haven't learned the lesson. We haven't learned the lesson that it's been given to you. And it says you are not going to progress until you learn. It took me a while, but I finally did. I finally learned that it's not all bad. No matter what happens, you can find beauty in the dark. You can find beauty in people that you would never believe. I'm not going to steal this from Inky Johnson because it was one thing that I saw and I absolutely loved. I am not a motivational speaker, I am a server. I am a server of the people and I will be for the rest of my life. I made a choice at the start of this year to start doing Facebook Lives and share the man who I am. And I will do that consistently no matter what. And I don't care who says to me to stop, or who says they're worried about me, or who says, I don't want to see the videos anymore. True story, that was told to me. It doesn't matter to me what is said to me, because I will not stop fighting until I have achieved exactly what I have to. So like I say, if the guy on the left can go from being that guy who is not as fortunate to being the guy on the right who now has everything about him and who knows exactly where he's going and knows that he can fight no matter what, you can all do it as well. Do not doubt yourself. Do not allow the opinions of others to dictate your life, because you are in control of it. I don't care what situation you're in. I don't care if you haven't got a single penny to your name or not a roof over your head. You dictate your life. And if you can stay strong and you can feel the fire of the days when you're pumped up and you're hyped, in the days when you're low and the tears are falling, then you will succeed and you will achieve. That is my promise to you. And I don't make a promise that I can't keep. So that's been my little part today. Again, thank you so much for the opportunity. Katrina is absolutely fantastic. Fantastic woman. Hayley as well. And everybody. And I hope you all enjoy the speech today. And I will get off the stage. I hope you all enjoy it. Everyone has to stay. Take the notes, absorb it, and don't forget it when you leave. Thank you so much, everyone.